All right, coming up on the show, a shocking new report shows just how many small businesses were lost despite the stimulus. So is the Obama administration really doing enough to support them after all? Our next guest says no, and he'll explain his position.
Welcome back. There's been a lot of controversy since the president made those "you didn't build that" remarks, and now a shocking new report shows that despite the stimulus, 220,000 small businesses were lost between 2008 and 2010. As a result, over 3 million workers have been laid off.
Well, our next guest believed that small businesses had the president's support in 2008, so he endorsed President Obama. How does he feel now? Lloyd Chapman is the president and founder of the American Small Business League. Good morning, Lloyd.
Good morning.
In 2008, you say President Obama made a promise to you. Tell us what you asked him for and what happened.
Well, I asked President Obama to simply end the diversion of billions of dollars in federal small business contracts to Fortune 500 firms. And he and his campaign agreed, and they issued a statement that said it's time to end the diversion of federal small business contracts to corporate giants. And he's refused to honor that promise, and as a result, every day, millions of dollars in federal contracts that should be going to the small businesses where most Americans work, where most of the gross domestic product come from, and over 90% of the net new jobs has been diverted to companies in Europe, even in Asia, and big businesses in America. For example, the Obama administration is giving U.S. government small business contracts to Finmeccanica, an Italian defense contractor with about 76,000 employees. I think most Americans would agree that's a travesty, and that needs to stop, and he's not doing it.
And as a result, you are switching your support. You point out that the vast majority of stimulus money did not go to small businesses, but rather to the largest corporations. But aren't there rules to assure that federal money guaranteed to small businesses is going to that very place? How is that not happening?
You know what? The Small Business Administration says it's anomalies. So every day that President Obama has been in office, millions of dollars in small business contracts have been diverted to Rolls-Royce, British Aerospace, Finmeccanica, Sanjong Corporation in South Korea, and they say it's an anomaly. They said the other day in an investigation by NBC that it was an anomaly, and it's just not believable. In fact, the SBA's own Inspector General says it's fraud. And I'd like to see the Justice Department look into this. It's a great issue for Mitt Romney to look into, because I think everyone out there today would agree with me that we should not be giving federal small business contracts to the biggest companies in the world.
Yesterday we had on Congressman Mike Kelly. He had made a bit of a mark on the floor of the House of Representatives when he talked about the stack of regulations that small businesses are subject to. He got a rousing round of applause about that. Here's what he said on Fox and Friends yesterday.
In the global economy, America, with everything that the Creator has provided us with, should be dominating the world market right now. What's holding us back are over-regulations that are overzealous and add too much cost and take us off the playing field. It makes it too hard for us to dominate the way we should be dominating.
Lloyd, what do you think about that? Are we over-regulated?
You know, I'm shocked at some of the federal regulations that they apply to small businesses. It's really amazing. People need to understand small businesses are the economic engine of our country. They're responsible for most of the jobs, most of the gross domestic product, over 90% of all U.S. exports. And small businesses have just been ignored by President Obama, and they're oppressive. A lot of the policies are just really unbelievable, and they're very hard for small businesses to respond to all those different policies.
Yeah.
But I hope that this issue comes out in the election. It needs to be a very important issue that President Obama and Mitt Romney discuss in the campaign.
No doubt, with 100 days out, small businesses will be a big deal in this election. Founder of American Small Business League, Lloyd Chapman, thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Up next on The Run.